Hi again and welcome back. We're doing rebuild number 9, which is a Messerschmitt Me262A. It's a Hasegawa model, and I bought it again over 40 years ago. It's a 1/32nd scale, so it's in good nick for a rebuild. So mainly it's just a bit of detail, an upgrade to detail if I have a go at it, with just some bits and pieces, and mainly aerial. The aerial stands out quite well, but that's missing and needs redone. So other than that, a little bit of paint work underneath, just to get it up to today's display standards of what is done to aircraft, remembering that I made this over 40 years ago. So let's have a look. But before I do, thank you for those who've come back and continuing to watch the rebuild. And for those who just pop by thinking, okay, what's this guy up to? Stick around, have a look at what I've got, and we'll go from there. So let's have a look now. Thanks. All right, well there she is, V62. So just looking at that so far, canopy's got to go back on, and I think I'm with the bloke in there. I can't get him out. I might try and re-up his appearance. But I was thinking perhaps the canopy tilted so that's like inboard, outboard. You're getting in, getting out. What have we got there? We got the small round antenna to go in there, plus then the wiring to go on top. Worn and looking good. The decals aren't too bad. There. Popped up rivets which are supposed to be down but are all up, and the panel lines are all up, so that's what you expected out of them back then. Pinto tubes there. Decals have got that shine about them, but nothing I can do about that. I'm not ripping them off in this particular case. Engine, both engines are an exposed package. So the bottom piece comes out, which was the thing. But the only trouble is they don't sit up there, so I've got to do something with that. On the front we've got, let's see, the guns coming through, wheel bay, and a visual bit of lead. The nose weights. Both of these, when I first made them, were designed to flap up like that to show the guns. Now I could do a little bit more work in there. There's a bit of detail for chutes and spouts and stuff like that. That'll be good. I think the colour inside is wrong. It should be grey instead of olive drab, but that was what the colour they suggested. So yeah. Now the other one came up as well, but in the clean-up it's broken, so I've glued that back down. So let's have a look underneath. We can do that, we can do that. Alright, starting from decals on this side. Not too bad, not much silvering, but still good. Doesn't show any outboard lighting, so that's it. And that braking, there's a sliding part, well I can't do anything about that. Engines, not bad for what it was. Could put some detail in there, a bit of wiring and piping and stuff like that. I suppose that'd be a little bit of an upgrade. I've got one door flap to put on there. Rubber tyres, which are cool. That's underneath the, I'll go there sideways a bit. That's the detail underneath the cockpit area, so I've seen a few pieces that go in there and some tubing, so we might do that. That's good. Again, duplicate it with the engine issues and try and get some sort of latch for that piece to fit and stay, which is this thing here. which sits, sits on there like that, so to speak, but it doesn't latch down, so I might just put a little clip up in the end part here on that join to see if I can just hold them in to save them dropping down. If I can drop down, that'll be good. Blue is, again, it's all blue, but I'm going to try a different process this time with some post shading and see what result I get out of that. Didn't have believed that red and yellow thing was actually a decal, but it's holding up pretty well. And all the way to the back, we don't have a tail wheel because we've got a front wheel. Speaking of which, I'll come back down here. The front wheel is there. A little bit of paint there to make the thing, but it needs to be the proper colour. I think silver all the way through is not to go. So that, but it's sturdy and solid. I just need to recolour that and fix that. So the gun port's open and the drop outs, so they're cool. Not too much to do, just as I pointed out probably prior, it's just a little bit of this and that needs to do. So well, first job, a bit of try the panel lines on the bottom. I saw a chap working on one and that, so I'll see if that's possible. Right, let's have a crack at it. Okay, I was able to drop the engines out and worked on what they looked like totally, which was pretty ordinary, but then again 40 years ago that was quite standard. So I did a little bit of research and a couple of guys' photos and actual engine photos and sort of worked on what they did and came up with this. So let's have a look. Get that? Yeah, alright, came up with that. So drop it around. That should be the top of the engine. And that's the right hand side. And the underneath. And pull it out of the light. And then the other side. So what I'll do is I'll spray all that a greyish colour and we'll do the other engine to match. What we got? 2 spray painted, tubed, wide engines. And I'm thinking about on this darkish piece here, give that a bit of copper blue colour tone, look like heated metal. So that's come out exceptionally well. Happy with it. Sort of the right sort of colour. Got to give that a wash and put her on, and yeah, we're on the road to putting it back together. Right, I think that'll do this for the finished product. Much better unit than what I had before. Yep, deal with that. Right, I've denuded the gun bay, stripped down one of the chutes because it was too short. I've taken the cross member support brace out so that I can get out the chute, and on the other side I took the cover off. Now during during the restoration of the engines, that cover that used to flip on a thin crease of plastic dropped off, so it's going to have to become a permanent fixture. I figure that permanent fixture might be open, so that's why I took the other side off. So I'm working on some wiring. Let me just put that there for a second. I'm working on some wiring harnesses that I've put together that will be going into, there's a couple of these, bring you mate in, there's another one, so a couple of those for either side. Now they'll be going on the back sort of firewall behind the machine guns, and a couple of those wire light looms go to the side edge of the gun. So that's the next little twist and turn that I'm working on. And as you can see, the engines have been mounted and squared in. So they're set, ready for their covers. All looking very smick. I tell you what, that's an upgrade there just in itself, just doing those. So alright, let's have some fun doing that. I've got to bend them, turn them, twist them and paint them. What I've done so far is made the gun bay now open at all time and fixed. So let's have a look. I've got some wiring detail in there and the guns and support piece, so it's come out pretty good. I'm happy with that. And let's get around the other side, put some light in there, so yeah, and put the chute back down there, so that's good. Also I've painted Mr. Man, Mr. Pilot. He's now blue and not permanent tan. That's good. I'll put the hood, the canopy on that. So, come on, focus. I've got to do his goggles yet, but I'll put the canopy on that in the slanted open position, so that's good. And all I need now is some wiring, I think, and a coat of matte, and we're done. When one thought one had the last job done, not really. I did want to have a go at the undercarriage bay which sits underneath the pilot initially, and I sort of let it go and I forgot about it, and I thought, nah, it's not too hard, but it's made it more difficult now that I've got the aerial connections on it and all that sort of thing. So I'm going to give it a go and see what I can do. Point of mount so that I don't tear that open. What if, okay, I did this. Bring back my old storage buddies. These guys. Just to stop the wobble. That ought to do. Alright. What I've worked out is the throttle control is just about here. Comes down, runs across, and then goes back down through here with flight control, sorry. Not throttle control, flight control goes through here. On this side there's also oxygen bottle, tank, some other mechanicals and electronic devices. On this side there was some large electrical loom and a control box. So I'll put that in there, even though you don't see most of it. It's the fact that it's there is the better thing. So we're putting that in there as well. So we'll just go ahead and do it, I think, and then work out what we're going to do after that. This one being the hardest one, so we'll start with that one first, and it makes up the biggest amount of space. Okay, so we need to shrink that off a bit. A little bit more. We want more. No, we want just a little bit more. So here we go. Right. That's in. It's too deep. It needs to be about there. Now, gluing it there is going to be the problem. Or, stick something down there, let it balance on that, then glue it, then pull the stick or something out of there. That'll work. Try that, it's supposed to be down there anyway. Oh yeah, that's alright. Another test fit. Point of balance. Good. Nice. Yep. Okay. Take you up there for a second. Loving it. Loving it, loving it, loving it. Long pointy bit. Very goodly. Just gotta make sure that loom's touching. That loom's touching, that loom's touching, that's there, that's there. Perfect. Give that a second to dry. Good on that. Now the next ones go on the other side. I'll do them first. Right. That. Need to cut so I can put them back. Now, oxygen, no, centralise the first thing first and then work your way from there. Come on, I should let go. Not that quick. Right, radio bits next. Now, oxygen bottle. Better. Good. And loving it. Alright, do some more. Now they need to have some wire, so we've got some wire here. Put that right along the face of those. There's the electrical setup. So don't tell me it's too long. Dead set, I swear I measured that. What are we hitting? Excellent. Balance point there. Aerial's still there, that's a good start. Now, lower one first. Now that piece there, which hopefully you can see, was some sort of connection to the oxygen tank or some other electrical stuff as well. Visually you can see it, so visually you can see it. Visually I've made one up. Goes down on the side. Should have left it where it was, dummy. It was perfect. It would have been acceptable. You want it better, and that's what you're getting now is pain in the butt. Because you didn't live and learn. Do it again. Tops. Right. Smuggles, come here. Magnificent. I'm so happy. It just looks like it should. Last one. control column. Okay. Okay. Now that's the control column connection that goes from the joystick through to rudders, I think, and elevators. Goes there, sits about there. So that's the next one. Goes right in the middle of the whole show. 3 points of contact I've got to make. And I've got to get it in somehow like that. Yep. In, twist, turn, place. Sometimes you can be lucky. Ah, spot on. Spot on. Should I not play with it? I'll make sure that. Yeah, got to get a little bit more glue on that one. Killing it. Beautiful. All right. Killed it. Nailed it. All right, let's have a look at it. Stitch it down. Let's focus in that and get a good look at. There we go. Wiring loom, some sort of electrical set that goes right through. And there you have the steering, the flight control link arm, oxygen bottle, regulator bottle. And communication, and then the linkage. I'll pull that up. That's not the shadow. So yeah, there's the wiring loom, and there's the linkage arm in there, which runs through to that. All good. We'll just see if I can get a bit more. Yep, I got the linkage arm, steering arm, oxygen arm, electrical casings, wiring, pin, and all that electrical loom that goes to the cockpit area. Done. And we didn't break anything. And there's that shading that I did on the thing, really stands out. Done. Let's put that in a standing position and have a review. Alright, we're down to the how did we do moment, so there we are. She's on 3 legs, which she was originally, but we now have all parts put back. We have focus. We have the gun bay redone. Pilot debrowned. I got the aerials and the aerial on. Coloured front wheel, front leg back in the right zone. Around, yep. Paintwork's come up pretty good, so happy with that. Engines came out better than I thought, which was terrific. I'm really happy with those ones. Yeah, so there's the engines. They come up really good. And the wheel bay and post shading, so got it all. We have one Messerschmitt 262 to go back on display.